Welcome back, my fellow agents. It is I, your super agent of superhero action. See what I did there? SA. And X7, the host of Zenorama, the podcast of heroes and monsters. Today we're going to be talking about the third Starman movie, Attack from Space. And I was trying to get a little background music in there, but it's impossible. So we'll just have to wait. And we will get right into this. So here we go. There you have it, the Attack from Space. This is made up of the sixth and seventh movies. They are supergiant movies, right? Yes, third film. So five and six. Pardon me, my higher math comes into play. It was released in '65 to Japanese television. It runs about 76 minutes, and we've talked about Starman before. This is the third one. It's pretty self-explanatory. We know who Shin Toho was, and it's directed by three people. But I love the beginning.
Somewhere in deep space, there are probably planets with civilizations built by living creatures, some peaceful, some warlike. From the distant Sapphire galaxy, a ferocious race of creatures have set out to conquer our universe, beginning with the planet Earth. A nuclear war is imminent, the results of which will poison even the distant reaches of outer space.
So the Sapphirians are going to conquer the universe, starting with Earth. That's an odd point to start. And of course, radiation is a thing. This is 1965 dubbing, done by Titra or Titra. So you'll hear all of the Speed Racer voices and many of the other ones that you're used to from all those shows.
And planets such as this one, the Emerald Planet. Though they are fierce fighters when it comes to defending and protecting their way of life, the Emerald Men in the Marpet Galaxy are essentially creatures of peace. They realize, however, that the Sapphirians' mad idea of conquest now threaten their very existence, and drastic steps must be taken to prevent this dangerous act of aggression.
This scene, again, was only in the very first Japanese movie, but it's such a cool scene and so surrealistic that Walter Manley Enterprises just reused it for 4 movies.
The High Council of the Emerald Planet is now deciding what must be done.
Oh, come on, guys. We already know what's going to be done. You're going to send Starman. This is...
Emerald Men realize the assaulting force which the Sapphirians are sending earthward represents their finest legions and their entire arsenal. If this force can be destroyed before a nuclear war can begin, then the universe will be safe.
There they go. Sign language. I mean, I never...
The Council agrees that there is only one way the Emerald Men may be able to achieve this. The scientists of the Emerald Planet have invented one of the most...
The globe
ingenious
meter.
mechanisms the universe has ever seen. Called a globe meter, it is carried on the wrist. It enables the wearer to
Who wouldn't want this?
fly through space, to detect radioactivity, and to speak and understand every language on the planet Earth. Finally, this great forum of the Emerald Hierarchy reaches a decision. In order to save Earth from the invasion of the Sapphirians, they once more must present the globe meter to one of their fellow creatures, send him to Earth. He is the creature known as Starman.
Across the universe. Always flying forward, never in reverse. There's that wonderful globe meter. And we're going to have some more I think the effects have definitely improved since they're... Oh, look what it is. That's the Death Star from 1965. Once again, leading me to believe that a certain young Mr. Lucas watched a lot of Japanese shows, movies. I mean, it's a great name, the Death Star, obviously. So, well, there's a little double exposure there, and a little model. It's Here's a nice scene. You didn't know there was wind in space, did you? He's wrecking there, screwing up their instruments. It's a good ploy, I think. Uh oh. It's a flaming asteroid. That happens all the time. So he has to leave. He doesn't get to finish. The effects definitely improved. For 1959 Japan,
A
they're,
shower of fiery meteorites has forced Starman to abandon his attack. He decides to land on Earth and to learn who among the billions of Earthlings is a traitor to mankind
uh
and
oh.
is working with the Sapphirians.
So there he goes.
That could have cost it. Doctor, why not return
Come on, guys.
the part as is? I suggest sending it to the company making it. It's too risky. There'd be some publicity.
Uh oh.
Our enemies
Don't want
will
bad
burn
publicity.
With a ship like this, I wouldn't trust them.
Yeah.
As son of science,
This
I'm
desk.
certain you're aware that the value of this great ship we're building lies in its peaceful usage. With
That's,
it, we can learn what lies
Dr.
beyond our
Yamakawa.
solar system. And yet the ship is dangerous. Enemies could use it against us.
They're building a
And
spaceship.
should that occur, you know that we'd all be defenseless, and the destruction would be terrible.
It will be terrible. So there's a nice shot of Japan from the time frame. I guess it's in a. I did watch this earlier, but while I was on my assignment. So, and nosy little kids, always nosy little kids. Someday I'll learn to do fades properly, and we can do that. But at this point in time, and this is going to be hopefully a shorter episode than usual.
Don't take the engine plans. I beg you. Oh.
Knows right where they are. There's our spy.
Now, go ahead. Let's go.
Here, some of the world's top security forces hold an urgent meeting. Gentlemen, I have an announcement. I assure you, it is of great importance.
And it would be. There's Starman.
Birth and a sure peace for all time.
If you're wondering, this copy did come from Internet Archive,
It's them.
which they had
Sapphirians are coming nearer. I know I can hear them.
Sapphirians.
Gentlemen, gentlemen, please.
So it came from Internet Archive. It's a public domain movie. I mean, nobody thought to ever renew these copyrights back then, at least of the U.S. adaptations.
I promise I will locate the Sapphirian ship. I return Dr. Yamanaka and the blueprints.
That was a nice shot. The miniatures are nice here. That was really well done. And see, they've definitely improved. I mean, it's so grainy. I know that the movies have been released on at least DVD in Japan, but no one's thought to bring them over. I know. So, and here's our.
Switch to another band and turn the frequency up.
These costumes look vaguely familiar. That the bad guy. These are the Sapphirians, and they're equal opportunity employers.
Starman is causing it.
What? Starman is the cause?
Oh, duh.
Take your battle post and prepare for action. All right.
Yeah, they're not trying to represent anybody at all. Oh, look at that ship. It's a step above the Flash Gordon ones, but it's still charming. I miss cool looking spaceships. Now they're all realistic.
As he
And
flies toward the space station, Starman detects signals from the secret Sapphirian base on Earth.
this movie's a bit overlong. It only lost 2 minutes from the two small short movies
Yes, sir.
that they edited together. But there's a big old battle at the end, which could have been broken up a little better because it gets to be a little wearying. As a kid, I would have loved it because super fights, but you know, It just is what happens. So I like the sound he always makes when he flies. Now all of the sound
At this same
were
moment,
redone.
in the
Oh, come
Sapphirian
on.
underground base,
Come on, guys. There we go. What are you doing to
as
me
the ship
here?
is launched from Earth,
Well,
Starman detects the presence of another larger space station.
uh-oh.
It is the Sapphirian Supreme Headquarters.
You're just not going to give it to me, are you? See what we can move forward here a bit.
EF is near the desktop.
See, oops. Let me go back.
This is Bundar addressing you. Change course. Move into orbit EF. Wait for further instructions.
Our course is altered. We are entering orbit.
EF is near the Death Star. I know as a certainty that our new ship can withstand that heat.
See, I told you it was the Death Star. Come on. Guys.
Earth solar system.
Oops, that did not work. We'll see if we can get it.
So get ready for launching. Be certain that all prisoners are on board. Do not waste any time.
There we go. Oh, here's about where we
To
stopped.
you, you are a robot. That's all you are.
There we go. Sorry about that. Technical prowess here.
You and the others have no choice but to submit to my orders.
That's
Without
his-
you and your vast knowledge, we could not fly this ship or use it against your planet.
Dr.
Now there's
Yamanaki
no problem.
and his
You are
family there.
completely under our power.
And just this, the sets are really nice. I don't know if they built these or made use of some laboratory somewhere.
He enabled us to kill our enemy.
Dun dun dun.
Captain, we are now in the vicinity of our space platform.
Excellent. Contact them.
Yes, sir. Headquarters, this is the ship. Headquarters, this is the ship. What are your...
They're still using old-fashioned radio, though.
To ship, use the third classer for landing. Approach from 90 degrees, 2 minutes left. Speed, Mach 3.
This Death Star is pretty darn big, isn't it? So these movies are available in many places. I got mine on 2 discs from Something Weird Video, which had 2 Prince Planet episodes and a bunch of other. Each one had a Prince Planet episode and then a bunch of other stuff. See, these effects are pretty nice. I mean, obviously, it's they're held up by wires while they land on the Death Star. But the backgrounds are nice. Again, it's like a serial from the 40s from the U.S., right? This could be, if his name would have been Flash Starman, he'd have been right at home fighting Ming. Starman would have gone to help Flash fight Ming. Yeah. You can tell that they're the good guys because they're all dressed in silver and the bad guys are all dressed in black. Ooh, there's a nice painting.
To complete the ship, an engine to replace the one taken by the Sapphirians has yet to be built. The panic-stricken officials demand that all the
That's the
scientists
narrator.
on Earth pool their resources to build another engine as quickly as possible. It is unanimous
The narration overcomes things you don't have to dub, right?
for fighting off the imminent attack.
So
The
Ken
proposal
Utsui
to
is still
overturn the
Starman,
Sapphirians is
and
rejected
I don't
by
even know
some,
if they
but agreed
even
to
give
by
credit
others.
to. I don't know
Men
who the other
desperately
actors are.
argue over a solution to the problem.
Desperately
The
argue.
end of
Okay,
life for all.
we're done.
I just was issued orders. You're dismissed.
Wait. Weren't those orders written down?
Judo. So our heroes have escaped, and they're planning on leaving. And the final battle hasn't begun. We haven't seen too much Starman action. I wonder where they threw him. Out into space?
Don't forget, it's important that you're hereby
There's the gun. Now that's important because Starman is bloodthirsty. Of course, he's not human, and he's probably not even. I mean, we don't know what kind of life form he is. He's made of the strongest steel. I mean, how does that little shrimp get away with being a commander?
You don't belong here.
She's a
You're
creep.
prisoner.
She's a weirdo. She doesn't belong there. I'll blast. That gun looks like it was later used in the Green Slime movie. So they're captured again. I mean, there's a lot of back and forth this way. What are you jibber jabbering?
I'm passing that sentence. Yet it's too easy a penalty for you. Go ahead, execute them.
That's a Caucasian actor, of course, being one of the big villains. There's a lot of guns in this. Let's skip. There he is. The fight has begun at about an hour in. The final fight. With this, look at that. Starman has no qualms shooting Sapphirians because they're evil. They're just plain evil. I mean, most superheroes, comic book heroes, really never used guns too much until the dark and gritty mid '80s to '90s. I mean, Batman did use guns in his first, I don't know, 5 or 6 appearances, but he had a holster and everything. But most of them just didn't, and he gave it up rapidly, especially because National Comics realized that a guy like that, they didn't have the Shadow, but the Shadow already existed, the Spider already existed, who just mowed down villains or henchmen. They didn't care. They just were wiping them out. Hundreds of people in any given pulp story would die from the Shadow or the Spider. Doc Savage used mercy bullets unless he had to. Judo. There's a lot of action here, and like I said, it could have been split up a little more here and there. Starman cackles like the Joker in this a lot while he's just mowing these Sapphirians down. And obviously, see, they are representative of Nazis. Look at the look and the Sieg Heil. So, and it is, I hate alien Nazis just as much as I hate Illinois Nazis or all Nazis. They need to be scourged from the earth. But that's an editorial that has nothing to do with the movie. These things have unlimited bullets, too. I like the little puff that they make. These sets are always really nice in here and, just really interesting. I mean, the photography is really good and it's set up really, they hit their marks, they run around and don't crash into each other. And they're serious, they're professionals now. It was a low budget film. That's all there was to it. The guns are slightly reminiscent of Lugers, aren't they? Except for this laser. She should have waited till they were all in and then fired. And this woman was probably 18 or 20. It might have been, probably 18 or 20 at the time in 1959. So, I wonder if anyone here is still, I know Ken Itsui died several years ago, but probably most of the people involved in this movie have passed on to their great reward. All right, let's skip a little forward. There we go. The fight continues. So we're at a 107 here, and I like that shot where he just tries to punch Starman, and he lets him no-sells the whole punch. So we might watch a little bit more of this. We're doing fine on time. There's only really 8 minutes left, and I can filibuster through the entire thing, if you will. I'll filibuster and pontificate. But yeah, if you listen to he throws a lot of people around. I mean, that guy had to die. It's really, I love the way that he jumps out of frame and then comes back in a whole other place. Judo. Oh, there's his trick from the first movie. And he's having a ball. So obviously he's a creature born to battle. I mean, this is what he's supposed to do, is avenge the helpless and take care of people. And I think he likes his job. That was a nice touch. Throwing the guns in the air and he grabs them. How many people are on this space station? I mean, really, when you think about it, how many people were on the second Death Star from that movie 77, Star Wars? Are you Star Wars? And Luke just blew it up without a thought of janitors and people that made the food for everybody. This has probably been gone over before, but I mean, you just thought they were just full of. Somebody had to make food. They had to eat, right? Even Darth Vader had to eat, even if it was injected into him. See what I mean about this? It just goes on, and it's a little mind numbing. So we're going to skip ahead just a bit further
Papa,
Yoru,
because
you're safe.
thank you.
All right, you must destroy the Sapphirian space station right away. Now, try.
you'll have to shoot a bullseye down a 2 meter shaft. But if you were back home in Beggars Canyon, you'd hit. You used to bullseye womp rats back home in Beggars Canyon. And to top it all off, Starman's an excellent pilot, apparently. See, here's I don't.
Right 180 and 40 down.
It can also help him with directions.
You've got it.
The dubbing's really well done, of course, and they take it seriously as they did all the time. They had a sense of humor, but see, I mean, it gives it away here with the wires that way, but of course there's no flame,
More
so maybe
thrust.
I'm turning it up.
they're using atomic energy turbines. And they're getting them up to speed now. It's a good looking ship. I mean, it's sleeker than the Flash Gordon ones, but it's right up the. Oh, I didn't realize they just rammed the Death Star. So like I said, this came from the Internet Archive. You can find at least 3 of the 4 movies. I couldn't find Invaders from Space.
Find their nuclear stockpile without any danger. Here is the station's new orbit.
They just needed to get Gamma 3 to crash in, or I don't remember the name of the comet that was going to crash into the Earth
38 degrees.
from the green slime.
I'll increase the thrust to Mach 80.
Mach 80. That's moving really slow for Mach 80.
Mach 92.
I'm turning it up.
More thrust.
Mach 100.
We're almost done here. Mach 100, 100 times the speed of sound.
More.
That's like
More thrust.
500,000 miles an hour, which approaches the speed of light. It's not quite, but it's close. That is one durable. Oh, no, there it goes. We did it! Yatta! All right.
Earthlings can live on in peace now, Doc. My mission has now been completed. You may return to Earth.
Those really look like Lost in Space suits, don't they?
Farewell.
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 And there he goes. Back to the Moffat Galaxy
Farewell,
and
my friend.
the Emerald Men. The Emerald Starman.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
All right. So on that note, agents, that was a really quick review of the movie. I didn't want to do another hour-long one or 30-minute one because we've been through all this. It's nothing, but this is the one that's got people in it. There's no salamander men. They're from outer space as opposed to the atomic rulers, which were gangsters. And then, of course, an evil brain. They're just weird mutants and everything. So that'll be an interesting one to go over when we get to there. But until our next assignment, keep your globe meters on and ready to use. And this is X7 signing off.